All right, well, good morning again. We're continuing our series of video interviews relating to the work and the activities that we have underway this year with Bay Area Houston Economic Partnership's International Maritime Advisory Committee. And one of the key areas that we have agreed to focus on this year are opportunities and challenges relating to the Panama Canal Expansion project that's expected to be completed in 2015. We're very fortunate to have with us today Robert Sakowitz, who has agreed to be the chair of our Panama Canal Expansion Subcommittee. Robert, welcome this morning.
Thank you. Pleasure to be here.
You bet. So we're curious, why is this issue controversial?
Well, as you were kind enough to invite me to come down and make a presentation of the BAHEP group, it's controversial because there's so many myths versus the facts that so many people have focused on containers. They've talked about port readiness. They've talked about the difference between all of the varying ports in Texas. And it's a national aspect, not just local or regional, because so much both comes into and would be exported from our region. We have lots of ports in Texas, more than any other state. And one of the problems has been that the new Panama Canal Expansion, which will be able to take more than double, almost triple, the size of container loads compared to what it has before, has people talking about competitiveness with the West Coast and timing and cost and everything like that. One of the keys that has not been focused upon with all of these facts and all of the studies that I've been part of, and basically for the last 3 years I've been involved through my client Endeavor Corporation, who has done all of the models for the Panama Canal Authority on competitive price route choice analysis for 2,200 different shipping lanes, 7 different fuel bunkering ports on a 15-minute updated basis, which is the basis upon which the Panama Canal will be doing its pricing. It's not just something out of the air or 10 years ago. They're going from a position of being under capacity to over capacity. Instead of ships waiting out in the Pacific and the Atlantic waiting, now they're going to have throughput, which can take many more ships. To get your hand around the difference in the ships, the ones that have been going through are between 4,400 and at the most 8,000, which is very, very difficult for it. 20-foot equivalent units, TEUs, and now it's going to go to 14. Well, just an 8,000 20-foot equivalent railroad train is 20 100-car trains. And if you can wrap your head around how big that is and what kind of a challenge that is for infrastructure, that's amazing.
It is amazing. And so one real question that everyone is asking is Houston's preparedness versus other ports in the United States that are looking at these opportunities and challenges related to the Panama Canal Expansion. So how's Houston doing?
That's a mixed bag, and you'll get as many answers, excuse me, you'll get as many answers on that as you will questions. We have a real challenge between both Bayport and Barber's Cut. It's not just the dredging, it's the ship channel itself, it's exports that are should be focused upon, as opposed to, and that means liquid bulk and dry bulk, as opposed to just the imports and exports of containers. There's some conclusions that we've reached that basically create lots of questions that need to be answered, and hopefully BAHEP can assist in being able to bring this whole controversy into focus with some real facts. Understanding that the railroads and the transportation system are quite burdened as it is. Whether we do a local or a regional approach, there needs to be cost-benefit analyses of spending money versus what the results should be. The key is that if we don't do it sooner rather than later, we will end up losing position because they will transship from other areas and we will get only what's left of a small percentage. And basically, if we don't start and get it done early, the shippers and the liners get accustomed to doing certain shipping routes, and they're very hard to change once they have been put in place. So we need to do this on an immediate basis and get together. There are political implications for each of the regions, and it's a matter of who do we include and who do we exclude and what's BAHEP's role. And all of those things are the things that we will be working on going forward with BAHEP, with this Maritime Committee and the Panama Canal Impact Subcommittee.
Well, we're thrilled to have you at the helm of this effort. And Robert, we want to thank you very much for your help this year.
Absolutely.
Robert. Take
Pleasure.
care. Thank you. That concludes the interview. Thank you.
And that's